Hey everybody, I just want to help everyone get started on their work for this coming week. More specifically, this is going to be our first project, so we're going to be working on this code and this site over the next few weeks. So I want you to keep your week 3 material in the week 3 folder, and so this is going to include the recipes and your writing from this week. But when you start on your last lab, which we're going to call just our personal web page, I want you to create a new folder in your repository outside of the weeks called projects. So here's my TC349 repository, and I'm going to create a new folder in here called projects. All right, and then you'll see it here in my TextMate shows up there. And in this projects folder, let me just go back to my Finder. We're going to create another folder called Personal Site. Okay. So now within Personal Site, this is where we're going to be building out our Personal Site project, which is what we're going to be working on for the next few weeks. So in your projects folder, in the personal site folder, this is where I want you guys to be doing all of your work for this particular project. So when you turn in your work for week 3, the normal week 3 lab stuff is going to stay in the week 3 folder. So this again includes the recipe that we just worked on and all your writing for week 3. Anything having to do with your personal site should go in your projects personal site folder. And in this projects folder, we're also going to be putting another project we're going to do later on in the semester along with our final project. So it's important that you get this set up right. And as always, once you're done creating that stuff, go ahead and commit your changes to GitHub. One thing to remember though, if you just create directories, GitHub won't commit anything because an empty directory is as good as just nothing to GitHub. So you want to make sure that inside of your personal site, you at least create a index file. So let's duplicate our index file here and let's see, and drag it in there. So now we have an index file that Git can see, and we need one to start anyway. So now when you go to commit, we'll do a git status, you can see that now my projects folder, whoops, sorry about that. You can see that my projects folder is indeed ready to commit along with my week 3. So just another command line recap for those of you that are still trying to get the command line to gel and to work properly. We always want to execute a git status to see where we're at, what needs to be committed. Once we see that, we want to add our new files and changes using git add dot. I like to do a git status after this just to check it out. And you can see that we have a new file in projects personal site index.html along with the new file in week 3 recipes.html. So now that we've added those, we're going to go ahead and commit them. We're going to go week 2 work and week 3 personal site. All right, so we've successfully committed that locally, but now we want to make sure we push that up to GitHub. So now we're going to issue the git push origin master, and for me it's going to ask my GitHub username and password. You guys should not have to type that. And there we go. I've successfully written my changes up to GitHub. And I always like to go over back to my browser and do a quick sanity check to make sure that it's all there. And if I go into my repository, I can see that there's my projects folder and there's my week 3 work and my week 2 work. So everything I committed is all up on the site. So that should get you started. Make sure you guys read the instructions carefully below for the personal site project and what I'm expecting from you at the end of week 3. All right, happy coding this week, guys. We'll talk to you soon.